Hi, today we want to go over an Azure Sentinel data connector that brings security events around removable storage devices into Sentinel. So the high-level diagram shows Windows computers where either friendly end users or threats use removable storage. And the product secRMM running on the Windows endpoint is intercepting all the activity for the removable storage and logging it into the event log. So here's the secRMM event log, and it also double logs into the security event log. So as these removable storage security events are getting generated, you can also tell secRMM to send it to a log analytics workspace, and to do that, you come into the secRMM configuration screen, which is exposed locally and also centrally in System Center Configuration Manager and or Active Directory GPOs. And you tell it the log analytics workspace ID and the primary key, and then what events you want to send up into Azure. So you can see that here. Here's Azure Sentinel, and here's the removable storage security workbook. And we can take a look at that and see that right now there's no data in here. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of secRMM, and we're going to use a secRMM utility that's an Excel add-in, and it'll show us the events occurring in real time, because looking at them in the event log is a little cumbersome. So I'm going to plug in a thumb drive right now. And you can see that Windows mounts to drive E, and we actually got two events. We got an online event, and it tells us who was logged in at that point in time and what the properties are of the storage device. And then here we told secRMM that every time that a thumb drive or a removable storage device gets plugged in, to kick off a Microsoft Defender scan. And you can see that Defender found no threats. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write some data to the external storage device. So let me just grab a few records here and copy them, and then we'll paste them onto the device. So you can see as each write happens, we get a very detailed audit, security audit, and you can see the actual source file, which is the complete path, and the target file, the user, the computer, the time. So what you would typically expect out of a SIM to be collecting, all this data goes up into Sentinel. And let me just show you real quick. Say I wanted to lock down, I only want to allow specific serial numbers. So if I went 456 and I say OK, you can see that now we've just whitelisted what removable storage serial numbers can be used in the environment. And also, because this is a security tool, when there are changes to the product, we also log how it got changed. So you can see the property here was created, and we even tell you how it got called. This is significant because if it's SCCM or an automation script, it'll tell you down in this field versus UI. Okay, so I wanted to show you if I put the serial number, I whitelisted a serial number, which is not the thumb drive I have in right now. What will happen if I go to copy some data? Let's just grab this file. and I go to paste it, you can see that the operating system is thinking on it a little, and now it can't complete the operation. So the only choice the end user has is to cancel. And this is the experience that they have. So this is a tailorable field. You can put company unique information in there, but we weren't allowed to write. Let's look at this. Let's look at this event. Notice that the write operation did not complete, but it gives you the exact same information as a successful write, including what file they tried to take. So as a security admin, this is really, really significant event data that's now going up into Sentinel. And then when I remove the device, you can see there's an offline event. So here you saw a whole transaction, including the offline, of what a end user might do to take data using removable storage. So now let's take a look and see what it looks like in Sentinel. In Sentinel, you can see now that we have, although it's very simple because we just have one user, but we can see that who's writing files to removable storage. And we can also come down and say, well, what computers is this happening on? So we can see the endpoints where USB activity is occurring. So now we've seen two things: what users, what computers. This is a collection of all the storage events that are happening. So if I'm, for example, the security administrator who's responsible for protecting removable storage, I can see just at a bird's eye view all the events that are coming through for that tool. And then lastly, what devices are being used. So if you remember, we plugged in a thumb drive and we know that it's a SanDisk Cruiser, and here's the serial number. So that was a fairly quick demo of integrating removable storage security events into Azure Sentinel. Thank you very much and have a good day.